Welcome to Bryan's little impromptu show episode. What's up, Polly? I'm actually live on the track. Is the audio working? How are we doing here? I'm all piped up. Anyways, if you're new to the show, I don't really know. Well, welcome. I'm not a grifter or grabbler, so I'm not going to do anything to try to make people grift and grabble. I'm not going to be needy. So, anyways, what am I here to talk about in today's episode? Okay, the audio's fine, so I don't have to check. Thank you, Polly. You know, there's a lot of I was listening to this podcast episode about Brendan Schwab, and I hate the other guy. He has the same name as me, Bryan Callen. Oh my god, can't stand those dudes. Can't stand those fucking guys. They suck so fucking bad. Just every little thing they say, they like. You can tell that they like think that they're better than Joe Rogan, but they're just like minor league of Joe Rogan. See, I don't want to be like them. You shouldn't want to be like them. You should want to be like yourself. But yeah, I hope you're doing good, Polly. Hope I know you had a serious surgery there, so I hope you're doing well and hanging in there. Yeah, I don't I'm a youngster, you know. I'm 30, but you know, I don't take things for granted. With that said, each day is a gift. And it's like, do you ever just feel like it's hard to have fun? Like it's hard to just find a little avenue to have fun. And those kind of things nowadays are like AI wacky videos. There's just so much wacky stuff, and it's kind of funny. Like you've seen the one of Conor McGregor fighting a bunch of Star Wars characters. He was fighting like a Wookiee and shit. Like, and it was that showing like the press conference between the Wookiee and Conor McGregor, and it was just the AI shit. But I think there's this one. It tries to cradle your nuts. I think a lot of this stuff on the social media and the blah, blah, blah tries to suck you in, cradle your nuts, but also kind of feed just a suppression, you know? But anyways, I think you're better than Joe Rogan, Polly. I don't really even know what Joe Rogan does. I don't know what he does. I don't. He could suck. For all we know. I mean, how much money they got into that show, what kind of editing they can do. It could take like 3 days. I guess he does come out with one every couple of days. But it could take like, for a 2-hour episode of Joe Rogan, that might be 5-6 hours of them sitting there. Like, You don't know, or everything is pretty pre-planned. Because remember, Joe's an actor. He's not a pod. I'm a fucking podcaster. Okay. If you do other media and you're famous from other shit, and then you do podcasting, you're not a podcaster. You're a fucking wannabe. Go be like all these NFL people, like Travis Carly or whatever's Carly's, the Carly's brothers or something. The one that's with Taylor Beth, the famous trans girl. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Yeah, those two guys, they are football famous and they got their football money. And now they're on this podcast and shit talking about, I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do. But anyways, I think the whole e-news culture where people's attention, the hive mind's attention is funneled up to these people at the top. So yeah, it's become my job, to put out something better for people and that's better than all this stuff out there. You know why? Because I'm the type of person that behind every mystery, I am the shadow god. Okay? You understand all this stuff going on? You want to know the truth? I got Nancy Guthrie in my basement. We beat the shit out of her every day. Here in Bryan's world, bitches. I wanted to really say a couple of nice, positive things before I milk that one out. How long have I been on here? 7 minutes. The whole 7 minutes has been milking up in positive filibuster to say something ratchet as fuck because you're in Bryan's world now. This is also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I guess I really don't update that as much as I should. But I'll update things. Listen, I put the most attention in my content that I do on the various platforms. I'm always going to be there for my people and keep up with things, but you kind of have to put your time and attention on money at a certain point, So yeah, if Apple and Spotify, they're paying Joe Rogan all this money. If they want to start paying me money, I'll update the fucking thing. Do you know why the mermaid wears seashells? Hold on, Polly. Don't tell me. Let me guess it. Why does a mermaid wear seashells? So no one can see her seabells. No one can, because you mean where the mermaid wear the seashells on their tits as a bra? Most mermaids have a seashell bra. Because she couldn't walk to the Versace store to get a Versace bra. Because we live in a society where no woman will ever be happy unless she owns things that are designer and paid full price. Make sure it's not fake or, ew, you got a deal on it. You bought that on sale. You got that Prada person. Ew. These big city bitches that think they're fancy. Do you know that there's 100 million people out there? Wait a second. I'm sorry. There's there's probably a billion people on Earth at least that would see the things you say throughout the day and just think you're like, oh my God, this overconsumption, obsessed, sexually deranged, sleeping with all sorts of dudes, has a herpes thing, is taking a herpes. No, we don't need this. In the old days, bro, they would be like, we don't need that type of character. If you're going to act like, if you're a queen and you're of royalty, then sure, act like a queen. But we're not having y'all out there in the big city spending all the simps money. You don't do anything. And yeah, they don't Just taking the money from the simps and these rich dudes that are willing to pay for these women to be their sugar daddy. It's fucked up. It's real fucked up. But yeah, dude, in the old days, like, no, they would have put them in a fucking cage. It'd be like, no, no. Like the kind of unless you're of royalty, if you start talking about a Prada purse and you live in fucking where I live, live in Canton, Ohio, they would shoot you in the old days for being a witch. Be like, you fucking overconsumption witch, or you're gonna get people into your witchcraft with your Prada purse. I'm unfiltered, uncensored, unhinged, and keep it outside the box. I've learned from my past mistakes, and I need to make a whole bunch more and learn some more. But with that said, I'm also full of a lot of powerful spiritual wisdom and out-of-pocket comments. Work hard, have fun, go with the flow. Life is about the journey, not the destination. Coffee. I broke my coffee. This is a do-it-yourself life hack right here, you guys. My coffee maker, the jar thingy, it broke the bottom. I was filling it up and the bottom just fell right off. It's crazy, bro. It's fucked up. It was one of the most shocking things I've ever seen in my life. I've used this over and over and over again and didn't realize that at any moment the bottom might fall off. It's a big life lesson right there. You know, it takes a lot of things to bottom out in order to get some bottoms out. Oh, wait, here, because she outgrew her bee shells. Oh, man, Polly. Fuck. Damn. That's good. I was kind of right that it was something to do with the bra. Damn. Fuck. Just to review that for anyone that may have missed it, Polly said, do you know why the mermaid wears seashells? Seashells? Sea? I was thinking sea like the ocean, but he was saying seashells. But it's because she outgrew her bee shells. Her boobies got bigger, so she had to find bigger shells. That's life. But anyways, you know, I felt a lot of, just a weird energy lately. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I've seen through the veil for a long time, I guess. Like, why am I still getting mad at things? Like the data centers. I've been getting really upset. Anytime I hear something about a data center, I go and see if I can, like, whoever it is, whether it's Zuckerberg or Sam Altman, I literally go to Twitter to see if I can inbox them and be like, stop, or we're gonna spiritually like murder you. Like, we're not gonna actually physically harm you one bit, but we're gonna use spells and voodoo to destroy you. You will perish. Like, your soul will perish. We're gonna use our soul power to take you down, Zuck. Now, really, if it was, bro, if it was like the old days, or I guess maybe the old days weren't like that, but no, with pitchforks and yeah, nowadays the pitchforks and flames and torches is all about just people rah online. Man, ain't nobody. I can't even complain much about this stuff online anymore because I'm just like, there's nothing left to complain about. It's completely out of control, and we like, I said it a while ago, but there's no point in complaining about the system or the big tech or any of that stuff or the government anymore. Like the complaining or the voting or this everyday back and forth, like, it's useless. It's only getting worse what they're doing to us. We're gonna be frying our brains with these data centers. Dude, they said that they had to bill They had to tax the people of Maryland, the state of Maryland. They had to tax the residents of Maryland for out of state, not even in their state, for an out of state data center next to their state, because they were going to have to reamp the electrical grid. And again, it's data centers for what? AI. So they can do more AI marketing, AI this, AI that. I would I wouldn't feel any remorse with taking the lives. It's not, I don't want to, taking the lives and showing them something else, taking the lives of the big technocrats and just showing them life, taking their life and just showing them that the future, if they keep doing what they're doing, the future is going to be, we're going to combine with the robots. It's not looking good. And we're going to harm life. This is going to harm life. For you to think like a robot and have that chip in your head and have the AI systems in your brain, it's going to take, we're lessening the future. And again, we're probably structured for society to destroy itself at some point, whether it's in our lifetime or but yeah, no, there is no sense in arguing this stuff. There's no sense in campaigning to these people. You got to go to Silicon Valley with, good 1,000 people armed with weapons and clean sweep it. Not a single one. No, again, there's no threatening, hey, do this or we'll do this. We don't need any of that shit. We're done. We're past that. It's over. That stuff's not going to do anything. We can sit around and yell at these people online, our phone, all we want. Ain't nothing going to happen until and they put fake assassinations. Those assassinations are super fake. Anyone that tries to assassinate, NSA gets, dude, the things I say, I'm on their fucking radar. I know it. It's pretty obvious. And they monitor it, right? They have AI systems that they've had for longer than we even know about that monitor what everyone's saying. And even people that are okay, it's probably just likes to say crazy shit, it's fine. You're still on that fucking list probably if you say enough stuff. So, but again, this is all electronic communication, including your notes. Okay, so unless you're just writing out these idiot kids that are trying to do assassinations, again, I would never do a one-man assassination. No, because you're gonna go do why? You're either gonna get murdered. You're giving up your own life to take one of them out. We don't want to give ourselves up. We can't. We cannot give up more real, normal people because these people are crashing down on us. These rich people are continuing to just push everything into AI to get more and more money. What needs to happen, not just one guy doing something, not one guy saying something, not shooting political figures, but the actual tech people. God needs to be clean and swept. All of them. Zuck, Musk, Altman. No, you're stopping this. No more. 6 feet. Meet God today. Bye-bye. Because, again, I'm not a crazy person, you guys. This is insanity. They are jacking up the power grid and billing the fucking people in Maryland. They're getting bills and increase in their taxes because some billionaire company set up a data center in a state next to them, not even their own state. Not only do we need to stop the data centers, but we need to remove the people who are even in. If you even propose that, if you're a construction company willing to do it, go on, bye. It's Thanos time. Time to start snapping people. If I had Thanos powers, people, I would snap on an individual basis. There'd be a lot of people getting snapped, bro. It's pathetic. Just so that you can get people more and more addicted to their phone and make more and more money off of it. And this, we know what they want. We know what they want to do. It's a breakaway civilization. You understand? They're setting up a breakaway civilization for the future. I also don't know if, again, we want to get real conspiracy. Some of these famous people, potentially like a vampire type of shit. That shit's basically, there's things you can do that you can live to like 150, 200. Some of it, you sell your soul, and when you do perish in this life, you're going to suffer for it. But there is something to that, the whole selling your soul thing. Now, it's just basic occult knowledge that people in the past and potentially now could live to 150, 200. If that's basic occult knowledge, what is the word occult? Excuse me. The word occult means some secret shit. So if something basic secret, that's saying you can live to 150, 200. I don't know if there's some people that are 1,000 years old. Again, potentially evil shit. I don't know if they're shape-shifting lizards or not. Why, if you're gonna perish, why would you bother having 100-year plan just to set up for your kids or rich people to the next rich people after you to have the breakaway civilization? And if you don't know what I mean by breakaway civilization, I mean being a natural human will be gone. Basically, the only people that will be natural humans and still, even that, they'll probably have the chip too, though. I don't know, but anyways, it's essentially a complete stopgap wall between the rich elites and the rest of us. A disappearing of the middle class, and it's just 1% versus the 99. Basically, the brain chips. Okay, once a brain chip goes in your head, and syncs with your thoughts and mind, and you can do stuff with it. Well, it's hooked up to the internet. The internet's already just going on there and trying to surf it is already trying to mind control you, get you to buy stuff, blah, blah, blah. What the hell do you think's going to happen when they stick it in your brain? Dude, you're going to be walking down the street and see an ad for Lay's in your fucking head. You're going to be using the social media in your head and see an ad for potato chips. And then it's going to signal to your hunger that you have to go buy those. It's going to signal that you have to do it. It's going to make it feel like you need it because it's a computer system in your head. So essentially, the breakaway civilization, it can almost be like entertainment. It's a sick, twisted thing. Like, we're going to take all of human history and we're going to funnel it. We're going to funnel it. We're going to combine what it means to be a natural human with the computers. We're going to have a mass amount of controllable people. And we're going to live these lavish, amazing lifestyles. And because there's now no more, it's like a royalty, elite class. There's now a barrier to entry. Nobody just gets to come up from nothing and be rich and experience any of this. No, you're all goyim now. And basically, they want to build a perfect utopia for the 1% at the expense of us, of the normal people. And this is driven by greed and evil, essentially. The evil and greed at the very top tells people that they can have a legacy, tells people that their name can be etched in history like those before them. So they have an obsession. And at this point in time, dude, we've had thousands and thousands of years of rich ruling classes. Like, what's something? How do you beat that? You're not going to go down in history unless you can beat that. So what do these people start thinking and start doing? Breakaway civilization shit. Because that's the next level. That's the next level of ruling class, being able to actually physically control people's minds, not just with apps and ads and TV programming, but with actual, I can make you lift your fucking arm, bitch. Gonna hit your buttons, I can make you jerk off. Literally, bro. They could do anything once that chip's in your head, man. They could do anything. Be right back. I'm gonna grab some water and take a piss while I'm at it. So thick. She never paying for the club. She never want my money. She just want to hold my gun. Let's give us a big one. I got 2 guns, one for both of us. You seen the Doc Holiday? There's this guy all chained up, and Doc was about to shoot him. It's a movie called Tombstone from like the 70s. And the guy's all tied up talking shit like, you're too drunk to shoot nothing. You can't shoot me. You're so drunk you're probably seeing double. And Doc Holliday comes up and pulls out a second gun. He's like, I got 2 guns, one for both of us. He comes up like holding a teacup of whiskey, like all fucking wasted, about to shoot this fucking guy. They were rival outlaws. I got 2 guns, one for both of you. Damn, I wish I was on my OBS. Remember, we were trying to use it and it just wasn't happening. So I'm raw dogging this straight through YouTube right now, actually. I'm using YouTube's streaming. Apparently I can share a screen though, you guys. Should we maybe toy with some of this? Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pause. Let's not. Hold up. Whoa. Let's make sure like nothing that nobody needs to see is going on here. All right, I think we're good. Okay, what happens? Oh shit. Oh, we can do all this through YouTube? Although I hear my computer starting yeah, this isn't probably a good idea. Is this still working okay, Polly? I mean, it's lagging. I can see myself lagging on this end. They're saying the pyramids. Pyramids were free energy. They're saying. That's what I heard. They want you to think it's a tomb for the pharaoh, but it's actually a free energy device. What do you guys think? Do you think the pyramids are free energy? All right, let's take we need a big one. You want to time me here, Polly? These ones really don't hit that hard, so you really got to wonk them to get a big one. Just gotta do one more of those, will be good. Now that's some good shit. I know. Wait, which one is this? Oh yeah, this is I think the 85% one. It's Chad Johnson. See, it's orange. It's Chad, which was simple because he was on the Bengals. They got orange. 85%. He wore number 85. This one is okay. It's good brand, I think. I don't know. The ones, anything I get from like, I don't know. It seems like it's, you still get in Ohio with legal marijuana, you still have, if you're a heavy smoker, you can't just go to the fucking dispensary. Depends. If you have the money, if you're broke and you don't have that much money, not that I'm broke anymore, but I try to save a lot. And yeah, I can't be spending $40 for a 1G cartridge. Like that's wild. But yeah, I usually get sativa. I don't even know what they're called, but I make up my own names for stuff depending on what percent. Was this is I think this one's 82%. So this is like some prime Jason Witten. He was 82. Yeah. Got that prime Jason Witten, bro. All my hoes got a tight end like Jason Witten. Oh. The Dallas Cowboys. Catch me in Jerry World, son. Yeah, I'll say this. So the recreational, I'll get stuff. I find stuff on sale at my dispensary. So like, but it'll still be kind of rough. Like I'll find like a 2 gram disposable for like $50. So that's kind of double what I pay for. And the ones that I get are from California and a higher percent. The weed that I get, the bud I get, you could probably drive around to the dispensaries in my area to get weed that high percent. You'd have to it'd be a lot. Like again, the weed is bad too. It'd be like, again, if you can find it on sale, you're good. But yeah, I don't. I have just enough money to where like, if as long as I make sure most of my stuff I get is bought from the streets, the coal streets, black market, then I can still afford some of this stuff. Like I'll meet it in I'll lower my average cost. I can still go to the dispensary a little bit. I do like going there. It's cool. All right. I don't know, Polly. At this point, though, the med card's probably not even going to beat out because I pay 10 a G for wax, whether it's a disposable cartridge or just straight like butter. Should we take a big? I need to take a big. I'll take a big dab for you, Polly. I need to take a big one. I'm getting my tolerance down, so I need it right now. Let's search royalty. Overused royalty-free music. Oh my god. It's all the stuff like normie content creators use. I won't do that to y'all. Wait, let's see. Yeah, they use this. I don't know if I've heard that. Oh my god. That's bad. This one. I don't know. That one's okay. The LA Beast. The LA Beast would play this while he was eating. Y'all know the eating guy? He was one of the early on most popular eating challenge YouTubers. The LA Beast, big guy. That's perfect for torching up. Look, the sun. It's passing by. Oh, bye-bye. I ain't got no double cup. I got a spit cup, son. I got me stuffed up. Space-time continuum. See if I got any forcing yourself to sit down and do things that are difficult, because that is pretty important. I don't know. You don't want to stress yourself out. I've gone overboard with many times. Many times I've gone overboard. Not that I'm overboard at this point in time. But yeah, doing too many things that were difficult, you know? Needing to listen to Brazilian funk to keep yourself on the grind. When you're tired and got nothing left, you just turn on some Brazilian funk, sipping on water, drinking on water, and then you're just ready to go. You're just ready to tear it up and dive into something difficult, or maybe you're not ready for it. But yeah, I don't know. Something with the seasons changing can be very like stressful, I feel like. Even if it's getting hotter and nicer and greener. I'm not y'all remember how bad my allergies would get this time of year and I'd be blowing my nose? The only time I blew my nose so far is when I just did a dab right there. But I feel it in my body, I think, or something. Am I getting old? Am I on the wrong side of 30? I burnt myself out all those years of drinking and didn't even know. And I was eating into my peak. No, I think it's the opposite. I think I've done a good job. But yeah, I don't people don't talk about like small physical ailments. I don't know. And how that can hold you back. Just a small amount of pain or people dealing with chronic pain. And it can be hard to find a good solution to your pain. I'm talking about physical pain. Everyone always talks about mental health and mental pain. But a lot of that comes from physical pain. It's like a growth in the body. It starts off as a physical pain, maybe an injury or something gone wrong. And then it spreads into a mental pain. You know? I feel like it's a suffering that doesn't get enough attention. Chronic pain and shit. You know, for a while there, when they came out with all the Percocets and stuff, or Oxycontin and all that, they're all different chemical forms of it. Are we? Is this working okay? Like oxycodone, hydrocodone, all that, but it's literally all just comes from hair. It's a heroin. They made it with heroin, or opium. I'm sorry, I use opium. Spending all that money, making it into pills, and having different Percocets and Oxycontin and this and Vicodin, when you could have just made it into some fine China white. It's fucked up. These pharmaceutical companies, they're gonna push pills on people and not even make it legal to smoke opium. It's fucked up. Why can't I go buy opium at the vape store and smoke it? Huh? You can get kratom, fine. I'll just drink my kratom and be fine. Haha. I found a healthier way to live than the things that are mainstream, like alcohol. I was thinking this the other day, like what separates the very best number one goat from like the second best in sports, or really anything, like the very best, very top, not just the group of the best, the number one, the goats, the greatest of all times. There's something in there. There's a small little, I think it's being psychopath. But think of it like this. How often do you hear motivational quotes from Peyton Manning or LeBron James? No one ever hears Peyton Manning's being goofy and being silly. LeBron James political stuff, and look at me, I'm a rich basketball player. Do you ever hear quotes that you ever hear like, oh, LeBron James said this and did, oh, think like LeBron, think like Peyton Manning? No, dude, no. You know who they quote? The GOATs, bro. Who do they quote? They quote Jordan, Michael Jordan, and Tom Brady. That's who all the motivational quotes come from. Peyton Manning was way more talented than Brady in terms of arm talent. And he was super smart, but there was just one little, that's why Tom Brady got all these championships. and played longer and shit. There's these small little details. Some of it boils down to being a little bit psychotic. Oh man, if you don't ride, if you do things to suppress your psychotic rage, you're gonna miss out on the benefits from it. You might as well, if you're gonna get mad, you might as well rage it all out in real time. But everyone and their brother can put in long hours. Everybody can show up first in the building, last out. But maybe there's some dude who was a psycho and he was there for 4 hours, might whoop your ass. So yeah, I think the mentality and the nerves in the moments of hard work, those psychotic stay 10 toes down type of things, no matter what, running through life like Captain America with your shield, just knocking away distractions. Well, when it comes down to 4th and 5 on the opponent's 40-yard line, and you're down by 3 points, and your field goal kicker's already missed a kick, I'm sure y'all got a play that's going to work no matter what they put out there. You should have something that works unless the defense really confuses the shit out of you. A lot of times, that's when people make a big fuck up or a big interception or, in football. But it's also when a lot of clutch players can come through. But at the highest level in the Super Bowl and the playoffs, that's a whole nother level. You know it. There's no hiding from it. You didn't put your shoes on for a matchup against the Tennessee Titans in Week 15. No, you put your shoe today in those playoff games. You put your shoes on. It says AFC wildcard or AFC divisional. You see the shit on the thing with the little banners and the little trophy. You see that. You see that. You know it's louder than a normal game. You know damn right how much louder it is. Oh, there's a ton of things. You're not just going to be able to unplug from the fact that this matchup is far more pressure and a whole different animal than 4th and 10 or 4th and 5 on your 40-yard line in Week 2. So yeah, only the focused psychos, that's who wins. When you get out all your psycho energy and you're like, nah, I don't really want to chase that or do anything about it. I'll just rant a little bit. Be in your own bee. Don't get caught up in the hive mind and what the hive mind may think of you. So yeah, I think sometimes people do the whole thing. Or I don't want to say it like that. There's a general accidental illogical fallacy that because a large set of people believes in something, and maybe that percent is like 80% of people believe this and only 20% of the people believe the other thing. The assumption is that the 20% are wrong and you would rather agree with the 80% because you're assuming that there's some sort of key information that the people in the 20% were missing. And yeah, it's illogical fallacy. It leads to illogical, borderline foolish opinions and assumptions about the world and about yourself and about the people around you. So once someone's brain comprehends that the hive mind might be the wrong one the majority of the time, actually, the way everyone else is thinking about something and seeing things and chit-chatting about things may be wrong. And just because a small subset of people calls you crazy or thinks you're different doesn't mean that another subset of people are going to cherish you and find you very valuable. Opinions are subjective worth. They always say knowledge is power, but speculation is reckless. And I don't think knowledge is power. I think imagination is real power. Imagination and creativity is where knowledge comes from in the first place. So if you want to make new knowledge, you have to have a level of ingenuity where you're creating something that is missing. Whether you're the one in the room that keeps quiet for the most part, and then when something feels like it's missing from the conversation, you add it in. So yeah, when the hive mind is wrong about a lot of things and recklessly speculates on a lot of things, if you live your life based on what the hive mind or what other people will think of you, you might go crazy. It's driven me crazy before. Oh, they're totally going to think I'm like this now and blah, blah, blah. And you should just get to know me. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter having those thoughts. It's a waste of time. Opinions really are just social tools, honestly. Just chitter chatter. So in some cases, opinions can have value because it creates an emotional response from someone. Someone likes you just because you agree with them. And if you can mold yourself and be a chameleon and break free from being super opinionated in yourself, yeah, you can slide into any vibe or situation. You're never going to feel out of place. You're going to feel like you are all in my place right now. Welcome. I have arrived to this establishment. I don't care if it's a hoedown or a ghetto stomp down. I'm in. I went from crying with a bunch of country boys around a bonfire to a drive-by robbery with the hoodlums. It's life, dude. I only talk to God when I need a favor. Who gotta do the faithful? There's a lot of spells in the music I've talked about a lot with the sad. I can't even listen. Like some of those songs, I'm just like, shut the fuck up, pussy. Jelly rolls, I can't stand that motherfucker. Wallen Morgan. You know what when I listen to Wallen Morgan, you know what I think? I sound like the kind of guy that you whiny ass. I'm the guy that you're whining about. I didn't even take your girlfriend. She just talked to me for 10 minutes out and about and be like, oh shit. The fact that people even existed are so much better than your dumb country Morgan Wallen ass. Wallen all day, Wallen. So sad about some kind of girl. I'm a dummy throwing chairs off the sky. Dude, he threw a chair off a skyscraper bar. Those are the people we're looking up to that make sad music. Bryan's world took my girl. Bryan world took my girl sitting around the fire. My tractor broke down, so I'm extra sad. Had to shoot my dog. Old Yeller, reading Old Yeller, crying a tear. Gotta make sure I keep up with another beer. Keep on drinking the liquor, son of a bitch. No, literally, like keep getting drunk, cause I'm a pussy. That's literally. And if you break down some Morgan Wallen, I guarantee I pull up any one of his songs, and somewhere in there, you could literally be like, he says this, this, this. What does that sound like? He's literally saying like I'm just a something, so I gotta do my something. Like this whole acceptance of misery. It's sick. It's the devil, bro. These people are the devil. What are they? What's Morgan Wallen again? Rich and famous? Yeah. Okay. And he wants you to be sad all the time listening to his music? Yeah. Okay. I don't like them. I don't think that's good for society. I'm a utilitarian. If I don't think something's good society, what do we start off the show talking about? All right? I'm not playing. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about these dudes that much though, because it's like, yeah, I'm ready to just waste. If you want to be negative and make people think of all their trauma, you're literally trauma-based mind controlling people, and then putting like a little trancy country beat, using hip hop elements to make your songs more trancy and sucking people in, so you can project your sadness out to a large amount of people and get them to sing. She left me for Brian's world. Hell yeah, Polly. Get another beer if you want. Well, you're cool, Polly. You don't why Polly doesn't complain about stuff. He says interesting things and funny things. I support alcohol and partying, but the country shit, I'm not. I don't know. I don't understand how they go to the country fest. Maybe just you're drunk. You know what I'm saying? If you go do some of these things without drinking, it's like I walk into a bar and I'm like, only like in the past drinking, it's like, oh, a girl talked to me. Now it's just like only one or two talk to me. There's more than that here. Like, what the fuck? But when I was drunk, it's like, hey, a girl. Now it's just like, are any of these bitches getting my cold tub to 40 degrees or what? Yeah, when you come on. Yeah, we're having a big old fest all night. Come on, we're partying. I want the three hottest girls in my car. Come back to my house. We're gonna go do toot all night and get weird. I'm on my cam show. Big pimping in the house. No, that's dirty stuff, you guys. I'm not really like that. But no, it is kind of like that. I'm a star now. I don't drink the beer. I've thought about it. It just doesn't sound good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't sound healthy for me. Even if I was the most mentally healed person in the world. I don't know. I just like, once you build the infrastructure of the King of Babylon without the alcohol, some people, look, you can have some beers and get drunk. It's not a bad thing. I'm look, I go out to the bar, I have a good time. I'm kind of just being a goofy Hollywood diva side to me. But yeah, I appreciate when people are fun and drunk. It can be a good time, but also there's just that other side of it where it's like drinking for your misery and yeah, the whole Morgan Wallen culture. I'm disappointed in it. I really am. I think people, and I've been there. You listen to Jelly Rolls, I Need a Favor, and you're kind of down. I need a favor. No, that's gonna hold you back. You're not getting God ain't no. Yeah, you'll get blessings. Everybody gets their blessings, but if you really want to dig up a bone, you really want, what are most people sad about? Their relationships? I don't fucking know. Being single, I don't care. Once you kind of break free from that, it's a little bit more chill. It's a little more chill in the house, that accepting, okay, Jelly Rolls is wrong. There's things in my life and energies in my head that if I want to fix, I actually have to take action. If you want to forget about an ex, I don't know, you might have to either learn how to spiritually break free from the need of romantic partner, or find someone, or find a community online. But basically, the same way that we get brainwashed by programming, ever since TV became a thing, there's been some sense of programming people's mind. TV program. At a certain point, you can apply that same programming knowledge to yourself and consume things that are higher level, and you can kind of funnel out. The problem is there is vibrations, and you can feel in your chest and body that can cause you to think bad. There's negative frequencies and evil in the air that can pull you into it. But yeah, you have your own private entrance to a supermarket. I'm allowed to go into the mall past hours. I have clearance. I have security clearance for the mall, baby. I clean the cotton candy machine. There's this like business guy. He has a cotton candy machine. It's a robot thing. Anyways, he doesn't really live around here. He lives an hour and a half away or something like that. So he needs me to clean it. When it needs cleaned, sometimes I like fuck up and forget to do it or something. But like, as long as I did get it like within a day, it's usually good. But yeah, side hustles. Anyways, yeah, going back to what I was saying, the hive mind. The hive mind and what the grand amount of people think on a majority scale, they're coming to easy conclusions. People want easy conclusions on things. They don't want complicated, deeper levels of understanding. Anytime something makes them confused or feel like they're lacking the knowledge to understand something, it kind of scares them away. So the last thing the news or the hive mind or the majority opinions, last thing they would want you to do is think deeper, because you might realize certain things that would cause you to act different and no longer view their show, and they're now losing money from people not watching them anymore. Because if people start digging deeper, once you do start digging deeper, yeah, I can't really listen to much Joe Rogan, Theo Von, Tim Dillon. I just can't listen to it. It's unlistenable to me, because sometimes I catch some things and that I like, but for the most part, it's a little silly, waste of time, and they're coming to the same conclusions. They're talking about the same topics that is being circulated in mainstream news. And I just don't know how mainstream news is anymore. And I don't know how these people are making all this money. I don't know how they still keep getting viewers. I just think with everything out there, if you're still listening to Joe Rogan, I guess every once in a while tune in, I guess. But every single episode, I don't know, man. Like I tuned in like for 2 years now listening to a Joe Rogan episode, and he's got like some physicists that he's talking to about hunting elk. He's talking about hunting elk again. Okay, we like, wouldn't you think there would be like something in his brain that would be like, I've talked about fucking hunting elk so many goddamn fucking times. There's almost certain things that I've talked about in the past. Like I ain't gonna really talk about 9/11 or that many conspiracies. I already chit chat about that stuff for 2 years. I'll talk about flat Earth and the AI breakaway civilization. Other than that, anything Yeah, MK Ultra, blah, blah, blah. They do all sorts of bad shit. They're doing all sorts of that shit now. Who cares about the history? People are like, oh, see, we got to watch all this stuff from the past. All this stuff, we got to make people aware so it won't happen in the future. What are y'all going to do, even if you're aware of MK Ultra or 9/11 Inside Job or this and that or Zapruder film? Does it matter if you talk about it? It doesn't matter, Jet. What are you going to do? Oh, I started shopping at Dollar Tree. Like, okay, it's to save money, not stick it to the man. You want to stick it to the man, you got to stick something that goes really fast and comes out of a certain device. That's how you stick it to the man at this point. The man's going to keep sticking it to you. There's no point. But no, I don't want to get into all that anti-establishment stuff. I try to just find the things I like in this world and ride with it. Because there's a whole bunch of shit that's going to piss you off if you get dug into the mainstream and the news and the politics. And you'll notice, once you break free from the hive mind, that none of this shit is high level. None of this straight of Hormuz or who's doing this politically or this and that. You're not in the know. You don't know anything from knowing what's going on in the news. You don't know anything at all. In fact, the news is one of the places that makes the most reckless speculation opinions, as well as making these easy conclusions. A lot of illogical fallacies. The one where people use one biased piece of information to make an entire picture of the whole picture. Yeah. They take the micro and project it to the macro. That's unfair to do that. And a lot of it is things that don't even apply to your everyday life. So at that point, what you'll realize is, oh, just because 80% of people would think of this about me if I do this, well, how many times have I seen the hive mind be completely illogical and wrong about so many things? Shit, I'm actually the right one. I'm going to keep being super weird now. I'm going to get you. But no. Yeah, he'd be like trolling, dude. He'd be like, ha. But yeah, I don't but unfortunately for does it have to be a first things first, all these, if people were fully awakened to everything and deeper thinkers, first things first, the whole a lot of jobs, it's just like, no, we're not working overnight. We're not having people live as vampires. We're not either. That's illegal now. You can't make people work overnight. That's fucked up. Go to bed. I mean, yeah, a lot of people that work overnights, they're struggling. The last thing they need is some kind of schedule that causes them to be live as a vampire and stop getting sunlight. That's literally hazardous for your health to work overnight shifts because you're not getting. We're not meant to do this. And well, guess what? Prices. Well, the prices would go up. They already are. They're already tripling. The price. It's not even a matter of that. The prices are already going up, whether they make people work overnight or not. If they're gonna hold people to the press, you gotta work weekends because we gotta ship out all this marketing materials. Crazy work, bro. The last place I worked for, the temp job, crazy work. What do you mean I need to come in at 7 so that people can get their marketing materials? You guys are not fucking important at all. None of this shit is important at all. It's the advertised shit. And you're making these people that have worked for you for all this time come in an extra hour. We only get 24 hours per day. We spend 8 of it asleep. You're going to take that away because you got extra work, because you got to make sure little customer and client gets their perfect little order perfectly on time. That's cringe as fuck. That's late stage society. That's an obsession with greed that is worked down to manipulate people into thinking what they do is vastly more important than what it actually is. It's messed up. It's legitimately that's a fucked up bullying, assault, whatever you want to call it, damaging, treating someone like a prisoner. Asking the normal hours are 8 to 4:30. You're asking people they got to come in at 7. You're taking, really, I guess, take away those 8 hours from the 24, 16. You need 1/16 of my time on this day for what? For what? Be so that people get these warehouses and all this stuff that's shipping out a bunch of marketing materials. So people got their fucking stickers. Like, what? Like the manager, I can't even believe these people function and get through life. Like, yeah, see, you got that Mustang. They didn't give you the money to act like that. They didn't give you the money, you wouldn't be acting like that. You'd be yourself and you'd be like, this is horse shit. That's why those people have that fucking look on their face that they just saw a car accident and they're trying to not see it. Is why that anxiety vibe exists in the workforce. Because everybody knows damn right it's fucked up to make people work extra hours just so that somebody gets you get a tiny little cut, little bonus. Here's $25, $50. You can at least afford some deodorant now. You stank. That's what they told me. I lost my temp job. They came in. They said, Bryan, you got stank ass. You're fired, bum. You stank ass motherfucker. Get the fuck out of this warehouse. You've been stanking up the warehouse. I don't want to shower my balls. Fuck you. I'm out of here. No, I quit. Trying to make me shower my balls. I sell my ball sweat. You understand, son? This is finance. If I stop selling these unsweaty underwear, the foreign exchange markets will take a 15% hit. I'm worldwide undies, motherfucker. Holy shit. For real, though. Oh, we have to get to 2 hours. I have to make sure I can still come in here and bang. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure I can come in here and bang. Bang, bang, bang. Come in here and bang. You want to bang? You want to bang or something? Hey, padre. Hey, padre. Yo soy fiesta, padre. Oh. El consorta del niño, el peligrosa del niña. El Niño, big wind. The El Nino. El Nino, 1999, biggest storm in Mexico. We lost a lot of beans in the flood. The flood of 1999 flooded away all of the burritos and tacos. It was brutal. The worst thing, the flood taking away the taco. Oh, Jean m'appelle. That's French. No, Polly, I got this French book. You gotta see this shit, bro. I can like speak French or something. I'm gonna go take a piss. Get a little kratom. I don't need another dab. Let's get a little K. And then maybe just some little wonkers. And then yeah, I'm gonna get this French book. I'm gonna read some. It sounds good. I tell you. I can just read it somehow. I'm full French, bro. I'm full French. I'm French Montana. Huh? You guys like French Montana? I was a French Montana fan before he was even that big. Ah, ah. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to play intermission music. It's like hockey. It's like hockey or my ex girlfriend. You got 3 periods. Hey oh, I got the perfect song. What's today? Is it Sunday? Yo, you're watching the NFL on CBS. Yeah. She put the Coke dollar in the booty. Oh shit, the French. Hold on. Tony Montana, fresh up at the club. Tony Montana, fresh up in the streets. Tony Montana. When Future did the live shit, the 49ers game, dude, it just still gets me piped up. It was back in 2012 when football was cool. The 49ers had like Patrick Willis and a bunch of bad motherfuckers on defense, and they're all just like, the Future is singing Tony Montana live at the stadium just randomly before the game. That was sick, dude. Tony Montana. All right. This is street French. I got street French, but I go to a lot of book sales. So I get a lot of weird shit. A lot of different stuff. You know, I got like an encyclopedia of roses, just roses, bunch of roses, because I'm a little romantic. I did like the mermaid joke, Polly. It was really good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised I didn't. Well, I should have got it. Like seashell, like boob size, like size cup C. Like I did say, didn't I say because she got bigger tits or something? I said something. I almost got it, kind of. I got some Animal Pack. One of my favorite supplements. The Ultimate Foundation. It's a powder. It's just got a whole bunch of different shit in it. But it's actually like, it shows 99% of the ingredients on here. It shows the amount of the individual ingredient. That's what makes it one of my favorite. You see how much it has. So even if it doesn't have like 2 full scoops, 30 servings per container, 2 scoops is a serving. I really only take 1 at a time, like maybe once a day. So it's really only going to have 250 mil. If you just do 1 scoop, that's only 250 milligrams of L-tyrosine. Some people dose up to like 2 grams of that. So it's kind of a low dose of it. But at least it actually tells you that. It doesn't just throw it in a stack that says like 4,000 milligrams and you don't know what milligram of what is actually in that stack. It's a winner right there. I think there's carrot in it or something. One second. Oh, that towel is gross. Yep. It might take me a little bit to warm up. Mas tu as l'air les vies. Tu parles et sur j'ai été dans mon premier quand j'ai entendu un micro se balader à l'extérieur de la barbecue à côté de chez moi. C'était un concert hasard. Comme il ne pouvait pas encore par la rue et a bâti la fenêtre. Quel bordel! Probable que voulons barbuto une télé show quelque chose de ce genre. C'est tout pour la mettre à couleur rose J'ai appelé la flicker, bien sûr. Elle est reine toute désoute. Ouais. Mas les merc c'est carpate. Je suppose qu'elle est planquée quelque probable. Si la fin agraffure, on la on va la folie à Packard. Si su qui va couper quelques piquets. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The only French I got exposed to in this class in like 7th grade, they taught us a couple that was like each, like, I think Spanish, French, and something else. But it was like the class was broken down into 3 segments, so only a small segment of it was French. So I don't think I'm supposed to be able to rate it that well. I think maybe I'm tapping into some kind of like French energy. I'm not French. Hell no. I'm not a coward. No, I'm sorry. That's mean to any French people out there. I like the French. I think. I don't know. I don't know any. I never been to France. I never hung out with someone for a long period of time that's for straight French. I don't know what it means to be straight French, so I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to make an easy conclusion based on things that I've heard about the French until I spend some time with a Frenchie. Oh, I assume it's pretty bad, Polly. But if you didn't know French, it'd sound pretty good. That's the key. I wouldn't try to speak French to a French person. C'est la vie. I don't care. They'd sound like idiots trying to speak English. I don't give a fuck. Fucking Frenchies. All right, see, you guys. The things that even mid-level or low-level businesses do to squeeze profit margins or sometimes just waste money doing certain things. Like what there is just wasting money to try to impress an investor. There is a gentleman, older gentleman here on YouTube that does he goes around basically, he's a botanist. He's a big time botanist down in Texas, which is a very hot place. And you're talking about a lot of desert type of plants, so cactuses. So to understand botany down there is a whole nother level to like up here. We have hella soil. Like even in my apartment complex, I go find some soil, throw whatever in there. A lot of things will grow in the climate during the summer. Texas, it gets really fucking hot, so it's a whole nother level of horticulture and stuff. Anyways, he goes around ranting and roasting, as well as doing some good wholesome stuff as well. But he's doing these things where he basically just walks around with the camera and he goes to new business developments down his area in Texas. It's one of the hottest places in Texas. And they already have a water crisis down there. Like he's talked to multiple people that were thinking about moving to Texas, like they were all in about to do it, and then they heard about the water crisis and the actual like if you live outside of Texas and you hear about their water crisis, you're going to be like, oh shit, that's really messed up and that's not good for the long term at all. They're wasting their water. Not good. Like you're going to be dependent on bottled water at some point. It's going to not be good. You're not going to even have running water in 10 years, apparently, was what people are saying. Now, the people in Texas, why they might acknowledge that okay, it's a little bit messed up right now, where the water supply and how they actually use it and what they're the types of things that they waste the water on. um and of course, if you live there, if you live in Texas and you hear that and you know about all that, deep down you're just going to lie to yourself and tell yourself that, well, they'll be fine, they'll figure out something, somebody will figure out something. That's usually, if it's something that would, if it's something urgent that actually needs more care, they have that kind of, that's one of the spell things that they got on people. Well, it'll be fine, fuck it. And saying fuck it to things like the water supply, where people's hydration, that we're made of, what, 70% water. That's messed up. That's messed up. You're taking that's what you're messing with right now. So anyways, yeah, I guess the people in Texas really aren't panicking, because they're kind of just lying to themselves, telling themselves it will be fine, and kind of ignoring the water crisis. So this guy in Texas, the horticulture dude, goes to these new business developments that basically kind of looks like a desert. Like, it's very sandy, like a desert, but there's a fair amount of plantation. Like, they have some bigger plantation. Like, to make this business development, they had to like level some of the native plants. I guess some of the trees and different stuff are actually capable of growing a very thick, luscious forestation in those climates, because it's been there for such a long period of time. Those plants and those species have adapted to growing in sand and learning how to preserve the minerals and stuff that the plant absorbs in the photosynthesis and all that. So he points out a lot how, man, these new business developments, they come in here, they deforest, they level a bunch of native plants, and then these parking lots that they build, having a shaded parking lot is a really big deal in Texas. Having some kind of tree and shade is a big deal. But he talks about how they do a terrible job of this, because they import non-native plants that die within a year and don't ever even grow, but they can import it and make it look good now, so that when the investors come out of state that doesn't understand horticulture, that kind of stuff, sees the planted tree that's already bigger, like, oh, it's going to be a big tree, cover the thing, this is perfect, this is exactly what we invested in and got, all right. And then it gets even with the water, how the water works into it. They have to irrigate those non-native plants. They have to use water on a plant that isn't going to survive that climate for longer than a year. They have to take water out of the drinking supply and running water for people to impress and invest some big suit. His name is probably Gerald Goldsmith. So that Gerald Goldsmith can know that his investment was perfect, because we at this company make sure we do everything right and perfect. And if that means, well, you're ignorant, they actually did things terribly. It's all going to be fucked up in a year. People's cars are going to be too hot. It's going to be miserable. You fucked up. And guess what? A lot of these businesses are just yahoos with money that think they can enter a space. I'm going to enter the market of this. You're not, money. It doesn't last. Only 30% of small businesses even make it. And that's just what they tell you. It's really like 10. So yeah, when I come on here and start having conversations like that, like, hey, Gerald Goldsmith can not live anymore, I'm fine with that. Because Not because of anything he said, not because of any opinion, not because of any political rah-rah, but you're fucking with water. And water is us. We are 70% water, and you are using the water to keep a non-native plant alive in this Texas climate. And that plant, when this business actually goes on, and a year later, people are using this parking lot, they're going to be frustrated as hell that y'all didn't take. It might have been easier to just use some of the plants that you leveled. Why don't you just strategically leave a little bit where you're gonna have the parking lot? And you could have had this damn parking lot in a fucking forest. We all decided you need to level the whole thing because because that's dystopian and futuristic. And you all look at all the land when they want to see all the land. Oh my goodness! If we grow this business, we could put the factory there. Look at all that land they just leveled for us. Even so, we could have our little shitty small business that's going to fail. But we leveled all the plants. We killed all of the native plants. And so, but our business, it didn't work out, but at least we killed those plants. At least we took water from the Texas water supply that the people need, and we took that water to irrigate these plants that look good right now, but they're not going to grow. And maybe the native plants or the other things you could have planted would have been smaller and it would have looked a little bit more barren. But those plants wouldn't have even needed to irrigate. And come 3 years, these plants are now actually providing shade for the people in the parking lots. So yeah. Not only are you threatening people's life through the water supply and taking away their hydration and health, but when it's all just so you can walk in there and be like, good job. I don't like that. And ain't nobody, there's about 10 million people probably like me who are ready to snap on some of this shit. And if we, heaven forbid, I'm not going to actually do it because the NSA will be at your door. They'll be at your fucking door. Being like, hey, you said this on your podcast that you were looking to start a militia group. And then they zap you and they make you take a blue pill and slap you. And then next thing you know, I got like a Trump hat and I'm like, MAGA, yeah, all these liberals. They're like, no, you go back to being a fringe right-tard. I smell like a baby. I think it's just the soap I used. Yeah, smelling fresh. Fresh to death. That's I mean, what else? It's not just the water, it's the oxygen in the air. Okay, you remove all these forestations, there is less oxygen in the air now. You fools. You're going to level this stuff for a data center? We're going to be breathing a lower percent of oxygen and making us dumber. And that's the whole, dude, it's cold every year. It's May and it's still fucking cold. Bro, global warming, sure. Who cares about the concept of global warming as a whole when you have a data center that is going to increase the temperature by 2 degrees right then and there? Who cares about 2 degrees over 300 years? They're like, oh, 2 degrees. If this keeps happening, blah, 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 the icebergs will melt and flood New York City. Blah, blah, blah. And the left wing is just silent, I think. I don't follow the politics. Who's anti-data center? I'd hope both sides, but I assume that, well, traditionally the left wing would be against something like a data center, but nowadays the left wing is more of like techie. It's a lot of techie tech. Next thing, next blah blah blah. Gotta have the next big tech blah blah blah. And the Republicans love that energy because they can make money off of it, and they're all really working together behind your back. Yeah, isn't that? I mean, isn't that like? And this dude, he's just every time he finds one of these business developments, it's like he knows exactly everything. He's just like, yep, here they are with this. I've seen this. This is what they're doing. He's seen it over and over and over again. He comes to a new one. Here we got a new one on Wallaby Avenue. What do we got here? Here's some non-native plants that aren't gonna fucking grow, but will certainly make the investor happy. They have investors hoarding a lot of money in his bank account. They would do a lot of good. Hmm. What should we do with him? What should we do with the investors after hearing this story, you guys? What do you think? Should they be allowed to coexist amongst us anymore, knowing that this sort of behavior is the exact thing that got them all the money and all the fancy shit and their boats and all this stuff? Warren Buffett wants you to think that he lives in a little ranch. You think Warren Buffett doesn't have a fucking spaceship, bro? They're liars. He probably has so many kids in his basement. The only reason you would be that rich and try to act that, one, you're a weird hoarder. It's a psychological thing with hoarding money in your bank account. Or you're actually the one with all the kids in your fucking basement. Oh, you have a nice little ranch? Yeah, right. Like there's not a 200-mile, I don't know, 200-acre underground bunker civilized. Like you don't have Atlantis under your house, bro. Like you don't have some like a legit fallout shelter of people. You have there's an underground society. Warren Buffett, when he goes in his nice little house, oh, what a humble, nice guy. The first thing that happens is he goes down the staircase, shoots up adrenochrome and heroin. And I can't even say the rest. You don't want to know what's down in Warren Buffett's bunker. You want to know what's Warren. I'll tell you, you've heard about it in the Bohemian Grove and the Pizzagate. You've heard about it. I ain't gotta say nothing. I ain't gotta say shit. Y'all know what's up. Uh-oh. Did I just mess up the mic? Oh no, it's good, right? Fuck. I should probably do a sound quality check. Hello. Hello. Oh yeah. Hello. Oh yeah. All those plants. I mean, I wish I could pull it up and show you guys. I'm sure you wouldn't mind at all. This guy's great. It sounds good. It sounded good when I checked. Are we still good? La 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 la. I just got banned for saying murder the elites. No, it's a joke. I'm a comedian. I'm allowed to say that. I'm a comedian. I'm allowed to say that. It just seems weird to me. Like everyone, why wouldn't that make people so fucking upset? Like they're taking your water and your fucking air and your oxygen to impress the out of state investor. Are you okay with this? No one's okay with that. But they have enough stuff out there where you ain't gonna think about that. We don't have I think people are a little bit too individualized sometimes, and coming from someone with this background, well, like this. I mean, you got a lot of stuff on this background, bro. There's a lot of sports stuff. I know the sports stuff kind of stands out, but that was that weed painting that was painted by Chinchi, my dude Luke, my main homie. There's an Eric Cartman. There's some roses. There's some. I don't drink anymore, but just to I'm not the kind of like throw away all my alcohol stuff. Like looks cool up there. And not all bad memories are all bad. There's little Thomas the Train up there, right there. I love Thomas the Train. When I was a kid, I used to make the things. There's Lego Luke Skywalker's that I modded. But anyways, I think people are too individualized in the sense that like this is me, this is me, this is who I am, I, me. When you'll feel more power and more strength when you accept that, like, well, it's not like, did you sit in isolated box your entire life and never talk to anybody? And you're this person and you're like this? All these things that you like about yourself, probably learned it from other people. Those things that you liked about other people, then you embodied yourself. And that's pretty much like, oh, I heard this, it fits me, I'm going to do that now. And we do that on a micro level subconsciously without even knowing, and it builds up to who we are. And that's not a bad thing, it's a wonderful thing. It shows you that consciousness, it's proof that consciousness is one, and we're all experiencing the magic of consciousness. Because I could, if I said, dude, you'd be crazy. You would like be eating your shit. If they put you couldn't learn English, how you learn how to talk? From your parents. How you learn how to write and stuff from the school, from somebody else. How you learn how to talk like a city bitch, like me. You date one. I learned it from her. How you be a little diva brat. Learned it from the woman. Take me through there. Take me through there. I'm feeling good. We got to get the milk out of me. No, not like that. Like my pizzazz. I haven't been doing enough podcasting, but I have been streaming in some ways. But it's a separate project. Anyways, yeah, hold on a second. But what should I do, you guys? I have two choices. I can either form a militia group or I can ignore the shit. Which one's easier and which one's better for my life? To ignore the shit. Although maybe all these billionaires and their breakaway civilization, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, we're going to be the ones, the original, the OG technocrats that led the breakaway civilization, and all the elites in the future will pray to us as gods. We will be their gods for the rest of eternity. We will give the rich elite and royalty of our family and our groups. We will give them the magic utopia. And our names will be remembered as the ones who turned society into such a great utopia for the ones, the chosen ones. I'm saying, nah, I want my name to go down in history for overthrowing and stopping the Terminators. Call me John Connor or Sarah Connor. No, but Sarah Connor was badass. Probably more manly than half the people out there, half the dudes these days, anyways. Butter. I got the butter. More in a fellatio group? Isn't that oral? Or is that a new ice cream? I always forget what fellatio is. Is that oral sex or a type of ice cream? I always get confused. Help me. Yeah, like gelato. It's like a fellatio. It's like a gelato. Hey, buddy, want some gelato? Ah, the big flood can wiped away all the gelada. Everybody wants sweet, tasty treat gelada. They can't have it now. The flood can. It's my Italian impersonation. Okay. Oh, fellatio is actually okay. It's oral. Yeah, I know all about that. They call me Oral Hershiser. I'm pitching 9 innings, cuz. Yeah. You're done. Open Gangnam Style. You guys want to go to the club 11:50 on a p.m. on a Sunday? Let's go to the club and listen to Jelly Roll and be sad. I only talk to God when I need the favors. And then the song is actually about how I know it's from a movie and the dude's daughter's dying, but the actual story is about the actual song of Jelly Roll's I Need a Favor is about how they came out with GLP-1 medication and he was able to lose weight. In the end, he says, "Thank you, God, for the GLP medication that everyone in Hollywood is boofing up their ass to look better." I'm all about intermittent fasting and like a low calorie intake because then you're mad and on edge and it makes you successful. Because see, if I do something really angry and toxic, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go make a 3-hour podcast just to show that I'm a wonderful person. And I just was just angry for a moment. Boom. And then you're gonna lose weight, but like you're gonna be pissed a little bit. It's tough, dude. The hanger is real, bro. That's why like I got this animal pack. I was tired of dealing with the hanger. Animal pack's got all this like vitamins and minerals and stuff. And nootropics and stuff. Amino acids. I remember when I was working at the Chicken Shack. I don't know, Polly, do you remember anything about? I think when you found me, how long was I in my original studio when you discovered my existence? Whether it was like a sports stream or something. Do you remember? I don't miss that studio. It's fucking hot. If I get hot, you know what I do? I turn on the AC. Because I live in an apartment, not a house. And I can easily control my climate. I'm flexing. I don't care if my rent payments don't go to equity. I don't give a shit. We both look, man. We're making a payment, whether we got the rent or the house. Yeah, sure. After 30 years of paying that, you now have a house you could sell and get the money and blah blah blah. But we both lived 30 years. You have that, I might not. But maybe I was able to put extra money aside for the future of my child. And you were stressing out over your debt for 30 years. and yelling at your kid because you're mad about your mortgage. All the people, like, their lives are going well from like high school and college, and they get the house and all that. Of course, everybody makes their little post. By the way, the divorce rate is like 40-50%. So unless you're like some really impressive people and you found each other in an impressive way, and that you were both, if you weren't fully healed, if you got into your relationship and you were sad about an ex, divorce. You write it up already. That's where it comes from. Probably where that's life. That's where mine came. That's I wasn't doing well when I met my ex-spouse, and for a while it made me better, and then I wasn't, because I was working a bunch and eating a bunch and gaining a bunch of weight instead of hitting the gym and finding hot babes and being a famous podcaster and a, wouldn't you like to know, weather boy, model. I'm a model. You know. And I just like when I see someone, like, I remember I was going snowmobiling with my family, and or not my whole family, just my dad and his friend, and we go out there to park at the place, and I'm growing up now. I'm 20. I was 29, 30. This was like a year ago, and there's like one of the dudes there. We used to go snowmobile there when I was a kid, and one of the dudes, the kids, that I was young. When I was young, we played shit with a group of all the neighbors, blah blah, whatever. When I was out there snowmobiling, we'd have all sorts of snowmobile fights. When you'd ride the snowmobiles, and then the dads would drink a bunch of beers, and the kids would have one, like, mess around and shit, have a good time. So yeah, there's one of the, now grown up. But he was divorced, and they were talking about, like, oh, she blah blah blah. I guess she didn't take the house, but the kids 50-50, but she ran off with this other guy who was like a city boy or something. Country. He was a country guy. You see what I mean? Kind of like a Morgan Wallen situation. I'm like, I don't know. I felt like Saturday, we got there on a Saturday morning. I think he might have had the kids. He was taking them for a ride or something. He seemed a little bit hurt. You know what I'm saying? You could, like, so a lot of divorced people, you get that, oh yeah, you're divorced. You didn't have to tell me. Me, I'm just like, I get, they get pussy in my wake. I don't even need to be the one. I just preach the King of Babylon vibe for my brothers. And if they want to use that to go pick up some huzz, so fucking be it. Because I'm going to give you what you need. I'm not just, I don't even care. I don't even like doing a lot of dating. But I can tell you, if you want to impress the huzz, a little bit how it's done. And I can't tell you anything about the online dating. Can't tell you anything. But real life altercations, altercations. That sounds fucked up. Sexual altercation. I had a sexual altercation in which me and the person both regretted it. That's why I don't drink anymore. Even when I drank, I felt some type of way as far as, like, hooking up with a drunk girl. Because at a certain point in college, I was like, well, I'm probably pretty physically attractive here. I was ripped at one point. I was fucking ripped. I got this rock star vibe. I'm wearing the bandana. I'm like that. I have some too, this is college days. I'm like that. I'm throwing pool parties out of my apartment. Fuck, where was I going? Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. No, yeah, okay. Thank you, Polly. Yeah, you're right. No, you're 100% right. Drunk women are pretty fun to be around. But I always felt some type of way of like taking someone home and hooking up just because, like, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Just because someone found me physically attractive, that means I get sex. I don't like that. I don't like that. It doesn't really get my rocks. I don't care. What kind of effect did I have? Did they appreciate my King of Babylon powers or not? If they just want me for what my looks, no. I need, a lot of women. You can see someone pretty quick how they react to me. They'll either start questioning or think something's weird, or they'll be like, finally, yes, someone like you. I get a little bit of both. I get a little bit of like pick away at someone. Oh, you're weird, because you've been around people who are actually weird, and now you're checking me because you choose a bunch of weird men. You're not going to check me based on every little detail that you learn about me from the very second you meet me to make sure that I don't fit into that box of the weird men that you chose. Well, if you think I'm weird, you should probably choose me because it sounds like you choose weird men. But that's just one side of the coin. And I used to be a guy that only knew about one side of the coin. And now I know about the other side of the coin because I've talked to enough females and such. And yeah, it doesn't matter if I hook up with anybody or not. It's just the vibe and things that I say. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, finally there's someone. Every guy is on the same, like, blah, blah, blah. I can't just go out and have a conversation with a dude. Women that are married, women that are in relationships, committed, happy relationships, everything's perfect. They like to go out and talk to cute guys if they're still young and kind of foxy. It's not even like a hookup thing. It's like airport flirting. It's not going to ever, it doesn't need to go anywhere to be fun. And most guys are like, they don't know how to have fun conversations. They only know how to have conversations with women that are structured towards, let's figure out if she's someone that I could potentially sleep with or date or something like that. Oh, are you single? You cannot ask that. Oh, are you single? If they want you to know, they'll let you know. If they don't want you to know, they won't let you know. But yeah, women want to go out and just be able to chit chat with men, and most of my peers these days, everything's about buying you a drink. Everything's about trying to get your number, your Snapchat. Who are you? Where do you live? You want to hook up? What's your schedule like? This instant gratification, instant validation. Well, you want a lot of that? You want to make that shit snap like that? Well, you better be able to actually have game. And you have to actually, guess what? The only way to do that is to have a bunch of experiences where you just chat it up with somebody and it don't go nowhere. You don't ask for their number. You don't do anything. You prove to yourself. It's like catching and releasing. If it's a place I frequent and someone doesn't impress me enough, like right in the moment, I'm not going to ask for anybody's phone number unless they show clear intent. Because maybe they just want to chit chat. And maybe I just want to chit chat. And that's where you start being attractive in your personality. That people will start approaching you because that energy spills out. They're like, this guy really is, you look at like a bar. This guy is not here for anything other than to kick it. What he wants to do to kick it. Maybe sometimes he's a little quiet, just kicking it in the corner of a crowded bar with a loud music. It helps me focus on, come up with a lot of great bits and things to talk about on my podcast. I need to do it more. I'll just go out, maybe with my buddy. But yeah, it's a little like I don't drink anymore. So sometimes if I'm a little tired, I can't just like snap into it. But sometimes I come into the club feeling like him. And I'm ready to dance. I'm ready to have a good time. Like even without drinking. Yeah, that's true, Polly. That's how you find out real things about people. All right, let me go piss and get some water. I gotta show my skills, man. Keep it rolling. Say hi. Look, kitty. Oh, I'm sorry. No, 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 no. I'm petting you. Don't go. See? Meow. Meow. My Sassy is doing very well. She's got bigger. She's still a smaller cat. She has a lesser appetite. She's also a little susceptible to. Well, maybe she was just a kitty, but there was one time I like put a lot of food in her bowl, like because I was just getting used to like how much does the cat want. It was saying something online, like put a lot in there, but she got incontinence the next day, and she was like pooping everywhere and threw up, and maybe she got something that upset her stomach, but it definitely there was a few times where like she overate. So I just refill it every day and kind of, or whenever she needs more, just give her more whenever she wants more, but don't give her a full load since she'll eat too much. I think she seems to like learn though. She's a smart kitty. She's not a dumb kitty. Like I think she realized like, oh, that made me shit and throw up. Like I can't eat that much. But yeah, she likes to run around. She is very attentive. I pet her a lot throughout the day when I'm home. Yeah, see, I can really like pick her up and put her on my lap, and she really wants to be there. You're such a sweet kitty, you are. You're just the cutest kitty I've ever had. It's really cute. She makes good eye contact. She'll look right in you. She'll look you in the eyes for like 10 seconds, just staring at each other, like looking into each other's eyes. It's very beautiful, and she smiles. She has like you might be able to see it at the angle. Like you can't really tell that much straight on, but if you kind of look down, you can see she has this fucking big grin. Yeah, it's nice having the kitty. I mean, I got her when she was young and still need to learn thing, and I haven't gotten her spayed, but um, I decided I'm just it's she's already a certain age, and you know I don't want that to be complicated or hurt her, so it's probably already too late. And she like has if I keep as long as I do everything right, she does everything right. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a good discipline thing. Like I know that if I leave a mess, she will probably pee randomly somewhere. It's like a psychological thing. But it only happens when she's on her certain time of months is when she marks. But she really only marks if the litter box has too much in it. So just clean that out almost every day or every other day. And then again, if it's messy. If it's not messy and clean, she won't be nowhere. No, she's my little Sassy. She wants attention. That's why her name is Sassy. She did not hide at all. When I brought her home, let her out of the cage, the carrying cage, she literally just, I sat down, she just came up to me and started like meow, like meowing at me, begging me to pet her, sticking her tail up. It's because the last place she was at sucks. The girl was fostering her, but this girl that I was seeing would foster a bunch of animals. She was too stressed in putting her life together in other ways that she needed to focus on instead of fostering animals. And it wasn't good for her mental health. It was just stressing her out more, trying to find all sorts of cats and dogs, and at one point mice and shit. It's like I was very insulted. I'm like, you're dating me. I have way more of a personality and interesting, and I'm cute too. Like, you just want a man in your life that you can whip around and have all these other things that you hold over me. Like, that shit doesn't work. I get with your all hoodlum guys and all that. They fall for that shit just because you're beautiful. Real G's, they're gonna put up with it. So I think that she was stressed out because one, there was a bunch of animals in always in and out of that house. There's a big mean dog, big dumb mean dog. Um, the baby was actually the most behaved out of anybody. The 2.5-year-old boy was a human child, was actually the most behaved person, and even more behaved than me probably. Oh, she's doing the eye contact now. But yeah, when it's just me and her, I kind of have I might have a few rants and get pissed, but the reason I'm able to be in the flow and dancey and fun a lot of the time is because I get my anger out in some ways. Sometimes you have to yell it out if it builds up a lot, but then you become healthier after. See, 12-12, we're talking about something spiritual with your own thoughts and stuff and positivity. And the universe says, good job. Here's a synchronicity, 12-12. It actually, 12 was something I was seeing a lot. It made me think of that girl too. So we were talking about her. But yeah, I think going from a hectic place to my place, there was a lot of evil energy and bad things that happened in the house that she was in before. Um, so I think to go from there to here really hasn't. I mean, other than me like getting really pissed and yelling at stuff, there hasn't been any like traumatizing moments other than when the car got burnt up, but nothing that I have been like. Even the fucked up shit wasn't even that fucked up in the grand scheme of things, especially considering like you have isolated incidents and then you have your behavior on a day-to-day basis, and that's what builds up the energy. Just because you have one bad isolated incident, maybe just burn some sage, get those bad vibes out. But exactly, that's the kind of stuff that keeps your home at a high vibration. Oh, I had like it was years ago or something, like a few years ago, maybe like, oh, I was drinking and said something or did something bad or stupid and this and that and almost got in trouble and blah, blah, blah. That evil energy here in my house, I was acting like that here in my home. I need to get this energy out. So you burn I have a sage burner. You got some sage incense candles. The beer store is closed for 7 hours. Oh, I see. Well, aren't you in what are you, Central Time, Polly? Yeah, I think so. So what time is it for you right now? 10? 10 p.m. It's midnight for me. Oh, Look at the kitty. Look, kitty, you can see yourself. Look. You see yourself? Yeah, I think oh, look, 2. I just saw the thing. What? I was about to take a dab, so it's a good idea. I'm gonna take a dab and keep because I haven't been doing much podcasting. The only way to be in the groove and is to keep performing and doing it. I got gas in the tank. I didn't do that much today, so this is it. We're on that animal pack, baby. Let's have some intermission music. Byron one. Hear them gun sounds. Hear them gun sounds. The last boba. So, mate, today we're gonna be talking about. Hey, man. I'm gonna be talking about. Hey, man. Them smoking that shit, man. Shouldn't be smoking on this shit, man. Come back to the rest of the show, and then I'll have to do the rest of the show like this. I smoked my Bubba Heat. Now I'm the Bubba Heat, man. On the Bubba Heat, man. I smoked that Bubba Heat. What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Mr. Beast. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe button. You better hit that like and subscribe button. I'm going to rule the world one day. My name is Mr. Beast. I'm a master of humiliation rituals. And I'm going to steal the money and make a Mr. Beast Island of evil. Fuck you, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. I just need $5. Come on, Jimmy. If I was that rich, I would just be blessing. Handing out 20s and shit. But now to earn Mr. Beast's money, you have to participate in his little ritual. Who is desperate enough to keep their hand on a car for 24 hours to keep the car? Remember that? It's humiliating people. Yeah, no, if they asked me to do that, would you do that? Would you put your hand on a car? It wasn't even that nice of a fucking car. It was like a Mustang. It's fucked up, bro. I'm Anakin Skywalker, E-boy. Welcome to my show. I'm going to be candid. I'm making part-time money from the internet. It'd be the same amount I'd pretty much make. It's more than I was making at McDonald's. And I had fun doing it. And I thought it would be like 3-4 more years of grinding and figuring out new things and new levels before I'd make $1 out of anything I ever did on the internet. When shit actually hits you guys, like some dream level shit, it's a little bit hurt. It hurt. It's not. It's a little scary at first. It just kind of changes things. It's like, damn, I don't have to. And who I am, it just even doesn't even worry about the money. Just who I am now as a person and what I'm capable of. Yeah, you. It comes from someone maybe who can't do it but thinks they can. Or maybe, some of the times I wasn't calling my shot every single day, but I'd get all drunk in college and be like, I'm gonna be this. It's just kind of nonsense drunk speak, but saying I was gonna be this or successful about something or this and that, and that was before I was doing any. I was more in the business world and college and shit, getting a good sales job, and I did. I kind of did deliver on my first month or I was a banker for like 5 months, refinances. and I would have been on pace probably to make very close to 6 figures. So I did have a 6-figure job coming out of college. It didn't make me happy. You try to brag about this stuff and say, "Oh man, I'm a hot shot." Well, it takes a lot to be a hot shot. And if you have a lot of talent, sometimes being a hot shot at certain things is actually holding you back. And maybe it's not even a money thing, but something is ruining your vibration, and you're not going to be happy until you sacrifice that thing and find something that meets it a little bit more in the middle and doesn't cause you to suffer. So yeah, I don't know. You see people get sucked into that world of suffering and kind of being okay with the man and his influences. I got to do a rewind function. I lost my train of thought, y'all. I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So when you finally come through in the clutch and something starts moving in the right direction in an extreme way, yeah, it can be a little bit scary because it does change things. You look back and you're like, damn, I said all those things. I said I was going to be this and I'm going to be that. And I'm like, something that surprised me, that I was able to move the needle as much as it's been moving in certain ways, that I could already almost have part-time money being put together just from content, like the YouTube starting to move in the right direction. Like, oh, those people should have believed me. Those people should have rallied around me. They should have been liking all my shit. All those people on the social media, all that. Instead of saying he's drunk and crazy, they should have been like, sign me up. Get me in the bandwagon. All those times I said we could be something else. We could be more. And people thought I was crazy and off my rocker. It makes you mad at people. It does. It'll make you mad. It'll be like, you know what? You son of a bitch. Could have made it a lot easier. I think there was a lot of non-constructive criticism that I received in my life. Maybe someone's like, oh, he came back from, we don't know where Bryan went. The freshman year of college, he disappeared, came back from a random house party where he sniffed his Xanax, and then you're in the dorm dancing to Lady Gaga. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck did I come to college to do, motherfucker? And people were, I remember my roommate at the time, and he was kind of like making fun of me. Oh, he was doing that, all drunk, dancing Lady Gaga. Like, yes, I think for the most part, that kind of stuff made you not just want to break out and dance. But now I'm just be like, we'll whip up the guy, just dance. It'll be okay. I've used that how many times for my intros? I used to use Just Dance for like sports stream. I used to use that as one of my intro songs. I'm a fan of Lady Gaga. Like, of course, if I go to college and I'm a fan of Lady Gaga and I'm fucking him and I can break off from the little boring clique that I was with and find some crazy motherfuckers that are putting things in their nose. And I wasn't even a bad kid or nothing in high school. It's just that I was super interested in partying and drug culture at the college level that I didn't care to participate because I was like, well, you get in trouble in high school, it might mess up your prospects or your ability to get into a school and stuff like that. Like, you mess up bad before you're 18 or something like that. So strategic. I was ready to find the house party. I was ready to find the party, man. And I'm just like, okay, well, what if instead of ridiculing me, if you really thought it was that weird, why don't you get a video of me dancing to Lady Gaga after sniffing a Xan? And then why don't you put that on the internet and give me some views at least or something? Make fun of me like for a reason. You know, it's weird. Why would you make fun of someone just to be mad at them? That's just negative vibration. So yeah, I look back to all these little micro judgments. I'm like, well, that's just being a stool. That's just the store inside me, the store. I can't help anything but that. Oh, not you, Polly. Well, I am a little crazy and off my rocker. And that's where it's all confusing. So yeah, the you got it's something I didn't really know about or understand ever. Um but yeah, the idea that like, oh, I my personal social media, I get no likes, but I get people adding things that I posted to my personal network on the gram. Like I'll have new people from other places come into the gram and give me more likes than anyone in my ever given me. It's not because I'm that weird. It's like, well, I posted this short on my Instagram to the people of my past. And what you now you're seeing the glow and you're like jealous that the glow isn't with you or so. Well, I don't know what people think that leads them to not be like, oh, here's this guy moving different. I don't care if I like the video or not. He's being vulnerable on camera, like putting out some high level shit. I thought he was a divorced loser. Wait a second. It means like, well, wait, if being single and struggling a little bit is actually the key to being high level, like what the fuck have I been doing? Like, is this life even making me that happy? So I think some of my shit, it's not even that I say that or put those types of things into shorts. It's usually just higher level knowledge stuff or extremely goofy stuff or a mixture of both. So yeah, to have that, then to post that over on TikTok to a random set of people who, I'll see like some of them have 20 to 50, not just likes, but they saved it. They thought it was valuable enough of information to save it. And then it's just like, well, my peers are kind of my age. So as someone like me, it seems like they either need to be in a younger age demographic where they're more open-minded, want to learn things and not stuck in their ways, or older people who are wise. And same thing, a lot of times older people have um, seen enough things in the world to protrude a level of wisdom and knowledge, so they're not going to be intimidated by new ideas. If they hear something that makes them think like, fuck, I've been living wrong, it's not, oh, they don't say, never, never do wise people say that. Oh my God, if I would have known that, or I would have been doing that. No, you know about the journey. You know about divine timing. And you know about like, hey, there's this super valuable piece of information. A lot of people, when they hear about it, it's like, oh man, I've been living wrong or something. I got to make all these changes. When really it's just like, should have gratitude that you got this new piece of wisdom that you can now figure out how it fits into your life. And again, it goes back to the idea that people are a little bit too much of individual thinking, that they don't realize that, you come from all the people you've experienced and been around your entire life. It's kind of what you're made up of. So unless you're particularly unique and standing out and ready and open-minded and ready to absorb new information that even if it changes a lot, you're not going to shy away or hide from or have shame on yourself. Just going to system update. Boom. Oh, fuck, Polly. You got brainwashed? Wait. Sorry, I missed your... Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Why can't you hear? Because the T is silent? Oh, the P is silent. Oh, Oh, I was saying the P. I was saying pterodactyl. Pterodactyl. Well, I'm too. I was too dumb for that one, Paul. I apologize. Well, I don't believe in dinosaurs, so I'm just gonna make fun of the name and pronounce it wrong, even if I know the T should probably or P should probably be silent. That's a good one, though. I like that because the P, it's a it says pterodactyl. I know what a pterodactyl is. Whether it was real or not, I don't know. Do you think we can call the kitty like a dog? Here, kitty. Sassy. You're sassy. Meow. Meow. Sassy kitty. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. You see, she's still a cat. Meow. Meow. Yeah, but see, sometimes when I do that, because she's a female cat, it might want me to like kind of chase her, but what or whatever. Like she'll be sitting there purring, smiling. I'll be like meowing at her from across the room, and she'll be looking at me like, meow. It's like weird, crazy grin. But yeah, yeah, you should appreciate how what makes you you is, the positive things you've taken from the world around you, but there's certain levels to things to achieve certain things or get to a certain place. Like you're gonna have to be your own engine. And if I was my own engine and was able to do things without a little extra boost or anything or extra freebies or something like that, well, it doesn't mean I should be mad at people. You were able to do it myself. Looking back, had I had more people in my corner, they could have overly constructed and criticized certain things, and I could still be sitting there losing my mind doing sports streams or something. Not that I didn't like those streams, but it's hard. It sucks. Sports are no longer fun. It's fun to do it and blah blah blah, but it takes a lot of energy out of you. Holy shit, man! I'm looking at my archives right now, trying to. There's just almost so much. I have 45 pages here in this Google Doc. 45 pages of things I either performed on a show or was a bit that I came up with and didn't end up using. But yeah, there's a lot of like indirect angers we can have at people because we're kind of hypothesizing that maybe they don't like you or would ridicule you or be jealous or something like that. And sometimes it can really pull you in because it is one of those things that does affect your life, you know? The people around us, and when we have good people that support us and see the value in ourselves, how magical and glowing that can be. It used to be more of a gilded society, you know? We have a lot of people now where the guild isn't really your workplace. A lot of times can be a stressful place. People, you got to work with some people you don't like or something like that. Maybe the job's tough. When in the past, the workforces and groups of people used to be very supportive. You had your 9 to 5 at the factory, Monday through Friday, and your weekends free. But let's say something horrible happened over the weekend. Well, you're going to be with your brethren. Even if you were left alone to suffer, you're at least going to be with your brethren. And it was a very much more normal thing when we had more guilds and groups of people. People were more adept to caring for one another and bringing someone up if they were down. I think now, and if you see, there's just kind of like throw someone in the ditch and label them as crazy and kind of buzz off because you have so much stuff at your fingertips that's perfectly entertaining me that why would I ever deal with someone? No, people are crazy. I guess he was one of the ones that went crazy, so we one day remember. But yeah, no, it's some of it's flawed thinking. So we really don't even celebrate some of the holidays. We had my mom, we had a birthday gathering, but I'll see her again this week, so it's. I like to kind of speak through actions more because I used to use words in the past and not deliver on them. So I spend a lot of time with family. I show it through actions that I care. But yeah, no, you should appreciate your mother, of course. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of bad. I mean, there's a lot of abusive mothers. There's a lot of mothers that the divorce rate's 50%, probably what, half and half, with women's cheating or doing something. Like, we're not in the generation anymore where like mother, just because you're a mother means like you're so perfect. There's a lot of dads having to pick up all the slack because the mother's a junkie, just as. But they only focus when guys or men. Everyone likes to focus only about African American men. Not and I don't know. I see a lot of good parenting out of the black community. At least what I've seen in my own eyes. I don't care what the internet culture and stereotypes say. I just go off what I see, the people around me. I think all genders, all races, they all have problems, and people abandon their families and shit. So there was a lot of people today on Mother's Day that were, while everyone else made their social media posts and blah blah blah, and really those people just made a social media post and made it look like they care a lot their mother, which they might not even spend as much time. I see my family every 2 weeks, at least, if not more. My mom comes and visits too. Well, I did. I also. That's funny. I didn't think to get her a present for Mother's Day because I'd already got her something that is definitely something she needs bad. Down in the living room at my parents' house, there's like the couches and shit, and then the electrical outlet to like plug in your phone and stuff is kind of hard to reach and in the corner. and it's this really, it's an outdoor 3-pronged extension, like little thing. Like it's only like this long. And the prongs are for outdoors, so they're made where you plug something in and it might have stress and it's meant to stay in there. So it's meant for a freaking worker or an outdoorsman to unplug. So it's actually hard to plug shit into there. It's heavy and it has a weird curve to it. So it like it loses connection in the actual outlet. It sucks. It's a terrible, it's meant for outdoor. So I got her a new power breaker thing that I got some new ones and I was like, yeah, this shit's gonna change your life because it has USB, it has 8 outlets and USB, 2 USBs and even a USB-C. They be getting you C to C now. I'm doing a lot of cunt to cunt, C to C. See, I got a C to C right here, bro. The fuck, I can most of the time you don't. If you need to plug this into the actual wall, how the fuck are you gonna do that? Most of the breaker or most of the little cubes are for the old USB, and then it has this on one side and the bigger USB on this side. But you have some things like my headphones. This only goes right into a USB-C, so I'd have to plug into a computer if I didn't have this breaker. So yeah, this new power breaker is going to be real money, and it's long enough, and it has kind of like a more comfort, like a cord, like a good cord. You know how they make those cords that kind of look like rope? It's one of those like rope looking cords. So once you plug it in the wall, the cord's just going to go down to the floor, and it's easy going, you know, like a wire should be. And then you can extend it all the way out to the edges of the couch so it could be on the floor. So instead of having to reach back in there to plug something in, you now just stick it right there. You wore girdled pants, like football pants, to fight a squirrel or a squid. You fought a squid, Polly? You sure this isn't like from Captain America? All right, that's all I have for today's show. As always, keep it real, y'all. Gotta go work on some other shit now. I need to get my house straightened up. But anyways, we'll catch y'all next time. Oh, I did see, I did see the Sean Strickland fight, Polly. That shit was awesome. The one before, I only watched the 2 main fights. The one before was really good. I can't believe that Japanese guy should have gotten knocked out. I have no idea how he wasn't knocked the fuck out. Even when he got knocked out, he barely got knocked out. And then I actually I had a parlay with the Japanese guy with my last $6. The Japanese guy and Kamzat, I just kind of thought would win. But I like both Sean Strickland and Kamzat Chimaev. So it was a cool fight to watch. But yeah, Sean really he had a really good game plan. How he tired out. I seen it immediately. Even before the announcer said, I'm like, I see what he's doing. He knows he's going to want to sit on him like he did with Tricus. But with me, he's actually pissed and there's drama, so he's going to want to try to submit me quickly to make a statement. And then the way Sean was defending himself when he was on the ground in the first round, it was very exhausting for Hamzat to have to keep he had made him fight for every little position. You could see, like, Sean was almost like baiting him to keep Kamzat trying to get different positions and then keep defending it. So I thought the first round, the grappling exchange was very interesting. I thought that was a good, mixed martial arts fight all in all. And then really there wasn't much grappling for the rest of it because Hamza used so much energy. And then in his strategy, he's like, fuck, I just used a lot of energy. You know, if I lose a grappling exchange, I can kind of get fucked up. So he had to stay on his feet. Now he stayed the aggressor because he's a crazy motherfucker and a bad motherfucker. He stayed the aggressor, but his shots were getting blocked or not landing. And then Sean would counter strike. Sean won that fight by outstriking Hamzat, and primarily, if you saw like the aggressiveness, Hamzat was way ahead on like in terms of who was moving back and who was moving forward, but it didn't matter because Sean was the one getting all the strikes that were actually landing. And then I think it was 2-2 going in the fifth. That's kind of what I had it as. I actually almost, I don't know. The thing, I was kind of going through it, like, what are these judges thinking? And I was like, well, look at some of the other stuff in the takedowns, sure, but what did he do with those takedowns? And you could almost make a point where, like, if Sean almost kind of like in that first round allowed him to take him down, and that's where most of Khamzat's control time actually came from, was that first round in itself. What does that even mean? You know, how do you say somebody's winning the fight because they get baited into a grappling exchange and they might be a world-class grappler, but Strickland did an amazing job in defensive grappling in those exchanges. And then when they're on the feet, like, sure, Hamza by the end of the fight landed a decent amount of significant strikes, but Sean had outstriked him. I thought that Hamza was injured at one point. I think it was the second round when he was like, it was a weird little exchange, and he ended up kind of falling back on his feet and putting his legs up, and like, but it was almost one of those like non-contact things in the NFL where you just kind of see someone go down in pain. I thought he was about to knock him out right there. So yeah, I had fun watching that fight. I was happy to see. I was like, yeah, Sean, yeah. I was pumped up. And so that was cool to see that they gave it to him. But yeah, it's one of those rematch fights. But Hamzat does not like the middleweight division. He said that he doesn't want to. He told Dana White this cut is too much. Apparently, he missed weight, and there's too much build up to the fight. In the post-fight interview, Sean Strickland literally said he missed weight. They're like, yeah, his whole team was like shit as he was walking. They're like, fuck, as he was walking up to the scale, and then something beeped, and then it changed, and like, yeah, it was sketch. But I guess he didn't. The cut was too much on his body, so he's gonna go up to light heavyweight, where the current title holder is Alberg. I would predict that. I don't think they would give him a title fight right away. And if Khamzat recovers and he wants to fight and he wants to get in there in the light heavyweight as soon as possible, I don't know how Yuri Prokasia has recovered. He really didn't he just got knocked out. He didn't get the whole shit beat out of him by Alberg. Alberg really just caught him with that hook. He wasn't really doing that much. Even a little bit. But he has a very lethal, was that his left or his right hook? Carlos Alberg, the light title weight, but he tore his shit. He tore his ACL. He won't be back for a year. So I don't think if Prochazia fought Khamzat at light heavyweight, I would assume that would be a fight to make. But Hamza also is known for taking long times off and waiting for a specific fight. But Prochazia is a big name, and I think that would be it. In terms of like a non-title fight, you could almost have that as a main event for a numbered event. Or just put on like a special fight night or something. I think Hamza would probably wreck Prokazia though. And then when Allberg is recovered, he'd fight Allberg. So I think Hamzat's going to be a champion of light heavyweight within like the next 2 years. Just depends on how long it takes for those fights to actually happen. I think that Hokit guy is a real MMA fan. That Hokit guy is a fucking idiot. I get that he had a great fight. It was so dumb. He came up there in like a robe and shit. I don't know. He's like a drunk Jedi. And then like he did not have what he says he's gonna golden shower someone. Like he had the most cringe. You can tell he came up with that shit beforehand and thought of what he was gonna say, but it's almost like he didn't put much effort or much time into actually figuring out what to say. But all right, anyways, we made it to 3 hours. As always, keep it fucking real, and we will catch you next time. Peace.